Hey, what's good, y'all? I want to thank everybody for joining us for yet another episode of the Raw and Reserve podcast. This is episode number 9. As always, this is your boy Hook. I'm here with the boy Bam. Bam, what's happening, Captain?
What's Captain?
Hey, I think we got a really good one for you guys. I think it's something that everybody can relate to. Whether you knowingly or unknowingly, I think we've all found ourselves in this situation. So today we're going to be discussing relationship red flags. One thing we were discussing before we came on, the panelists and I, is that red flags are going to be different they're going to vary from person to person. So what you may consider a red flag, I may not, and vice versa. We're going to be talking about what they are and how to recognize them, and maybe even get into some behaviors that we may exhibit ourselves that are quote unquote red flags. But before we kick this thing off, I want to give my guests an opportunity to introduce themselves. So Trisha, you go ahead and get us started.
Hi, I am Trisha. I am the mother of 2, a girl and a boy. Live in Columbia, South Carolina, married for 12 years. So hello, how are you guys?
You married? You married for 12 years?
12 years.
So you got a trump card in the conversation?
Possibly.
What you got, Biggs?
Well, I'm Biggs. I'm a comedian, actor, director, producer from Columbia, South Carolina. I've been on plenty of stages. Just came from California doing the Laugh Factory.
That's what's up.
I also got a show coming up called Laugh Supper that is produced by me and my partner. Well, not partner, but you know those kind. Like my homie, me and my homie Corey John. We are co-producing that, and it's directed by Kiera Robinson. So y'all come on out to the show. It's August 5th. It's a comedy show, kind of like Whose Line Is It Anyway? You know, Wilding Out, things of that nature. SNL. So yeah, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, I'm glad you cleared that partner up, man, because in today's society, you say partner, you already know.
Yeah. You gotta be clear on what kind of partner you got.
Exactly. So almost alumnus, Neff, what's up?
My name is Nefertiti. I am from Newberry, South Carolina. I graduated from the South Carolina State University. I am a realtor with David Lloyd Realty, and I specialize in helping you find your dream home. So after watching this podcast, if you're thinking about finding some investment properties or a first-time home buyer or second home, I'm your person. Give me a call.
Yeah, as y'all can see, man, we got a mother and a wife. We got a comedian / producer / actor / everything, and we have a realtor. So you know, we covering a lot of bases here tonight, right?
That's right.
So the first things first, though, before we start the conversation, I have to acknowledge the listeners and the followers. We just reached 700 followers in such a short amount of time on our Facebook page. We really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. Now YouTube, we're struggling a little bit, so y'all need to show that YouTube site some love as well, man. So go to @the Raw and Reserve podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and also Spotify, and subscribe, follow us, man. But again, we appreciate the support. We couldn't do it without you guys. Make sure you continue to react, comment, share, and subscribe. Again, we appreciate everything. And as is customary here at the Raw and Reserve podcast, you already know how we do it. You know what time it is. Time.
Come on, put
to
your
get
shots
these shots
in the air,
on up.
baby. Put your shots in the air.
Get these shots
man.
up.
Man, don't come on
Big's
you
taking
no
a shot of
water.
water.
Man, don't come on you having no water, man.
All right. So here's to a good show, man. We're looking forward to it. Let's get it.
Cheers.
All right.
Woo.
Yeah, the water hitting in it.
Yeah, man.
All right. So we're gonna go ahead and kick this thing off, right? And feel free to answer. Like, there's no particular order you got to go in, so please feel free to get in where you fit in. So, what are some automatic red flags? And this can be from things that you've heard, things you've experienced, things your girlfriends or your homies have told you. What are some automatic red flags for you guys?
I would say someone that doesn't believe in God is a red flag for me. Like, shh,
Red flag, bam.
Hey, sorry, me and you're not gonna work out.
we're not gonna work. We're not gonna work.
Yeah. Well, you got him off the jump. Okay, now.
Yep. So
Okay. And that's the big one, right? If they
that's a
don't
huge
believe in
one.
God,
That's like top
complete deal breaker.
Yeah, complete
Ain't
deal
gonna
breaker.
work.
Ain't gonna work. Ain't gonna work.
You see, closed-minded.
No, this is just what I think, right? I think that you have to believe in a higher power. Like, how you can't explain like life. You can't explain how, a baby is born, how a woman body builds a baby. Like, you
Who
cannot
fucking?
but you
I
gotta
put my
understand
dick
that.
in your pussy and I nut in it and you get pregnant.
No, that's the action. But tell me how an egg inside of a woman, how did that get there?
It can be
How did
scientifically
sperm get
explained
inside of a man? Like, life was created and
through the
only
nutrients.
a higher being. Now, what's crazy? Like, I could say, like, if you believe in like a different religion, I could entertain. Like, I would be open to talk about it. But if you don't believe in nothing, nah, we ain't gonna work.
And I can feel Neff on that because I saw my daughter born. I was there in the delivery room, and I always believed in God, so I'll put that out there. But I will say, like, just seeing that and the action and everything, it was I ain't gonna say it was beautiful because it was still amazing to me. I was really amazed by it. Trisha, I want to kick it to you. So what are some automatic red flags for you?
So for me, a person that's just dismissive and definitely dismissive to my emotions.
Yes,
Red flag. We gotta have a conversation.
I agree with that.
Yeah, because you're already vulnerable enough. Dealing with emotions, I'll say, dealing with emotions, that takes vulnerability. And somebody that you can't trust with your emotions, red flag. Because you're not gonna be dismissing me.
And she meant that.
I see who wear the pants in your house.
Huh?
I see
Not
who
at all.
wear the pants in your house.
There's a lot of jeans around here.
Yeah.
Biggs, what you got, man? What are some automatic red flags for you?
A person that doesn't take accountability.
That's a big one.
That's huge. Yeah,
Absolutely.
You gonna forever be single, big dog.
that's not true.
Nah,
That's not true.
because you got to find somebody that's willing to do that. Like, everybody ain't out here. Like, everybody don't like playing the blame game. Like, don't have the blame on them. But you got to find somebody who's willing to be like, yeah, baby, I did that. I apologize. Let me come at you next time, correct, or anything like that. You got to find somebody that's willing to do that.
Yeah, that takes somebody who's self-aware as well. So if you're not self-aware, we can't talk, sugar.
Yes. You know what I've learned too in this dating market? That a lot of people don't really know what real accountability is.
They really don't.
They really do. They have no idea what real accountability is. It's not just to say, hey, I'm sorry that I hurt your feelings. That's not accountability. You're just apologizing.
Right.
And
No,
And
a
that's
lot of people
not
don't
doing
do
because somebody say something about it. Otherwise, you don't care.
Right. Right.
So absolutely.
Yeah, and I think it's big because when you take accountability, is more than just apologizing, like you said, enough. It's more so acknowledging that person's feelings and how what you did or what you said hurt them. So you have to let them know, okay, because I'm a communicator. Like, that's me. Like, I'm not gonna argue. I'm not gonna fuss. And if something bothers me, I've never had an issue saying, okay, this is what you did. This is why it hurt. And conversely, though, if I do something, I may not want to admit it, or it may be hard to, but I'm like, you know what? Because I got 2 daughters. I do it with them all the time.
Yeah.
If I do something, and because I want them to know that, men can do this. Men can apologize.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, you know what? When I yelled at you, I didn't need to yell at you because I could have handled it differently. And then that means more to them because they understand, especially as not only as a parent, but as a man, that men are capable of doing that. So
Absolutely. I agree.
now, Bam, everybody's spoken up except you, man. What are some automatic red flags for you, bro?
Oh Lord.
Celibacy.
Celibacy is a red flag.
Celibacy. Yeah. Hell yeah.
I can't wait to hear this. Why?
Because I got to test drive that car before I pull it off the lot, ain't it?
Whew.
Don't I got to test drive that car before I pull it off the lot? Because I'm about to invest.
I agree.
I'm about to invest a lot of years in you now. And you talking about you want me to be monogamous and you want me to just fuck with you? You got to show me what that pussy hitting for. I can't do all that celibacy, and you know what celibacy is also a motherfucker full of shit. You gonna goddamn go out there and fuck all the motherfuckers you want, and they gonna take the pussy off when I come around.
Hey, no, but listen to Bam's point, and me and my homeboys have had this conversation before. I look at it as if a woman say they're celibate, the first thing I think is she been fucking too much.
Right.
You know, because if you celibate, that means you tired of having sex. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give your vagina a break.
You don't fuck yourself out.
Right.
You think you're gonna de-virginate yourself by doing that shit.
No, you're
but the thing is,
about that through a man's mindset.
When it comes to my mind, is like
That's not true.
you stop when you got to meet you. Like,
Yeah. Your mother, here you go. I'm just trying to get into myself. That's the biggest. That's some bullshit. Man, come on with that bullshit. Just like Kevin Samuel said, you better try to get that pussy away to secure a fucking man.
Listen, don't quote him.
I don't think that that's true. So
That's the
I
legend.
think that some women, like with women and men, in dating, it's so hard for us to find the right one, right? And you meet guys that are able to copy and fake what it is that we want. And women, we're emotional off top, right? And most emotions lead with physical contact. And so most women, we give our bodies to men without even physically knowing them, but just emotions. And so if a woman wants to remove that from the table, I wouldn't think that she wants to, like she's been having sex too much. She just trying to find a genuine connection and find the right one.
And you think he ain't fucking nobody else while he dating you?
But just think about this though, Bam. Like, think about like when you first meet somebody, think about usually what you know about that person when you decide to have sex with them. It's very little. You know, surface level. But you know, surface level things. And some people are looking for an actual connection, Bam. Some people are looking
listen. We can talk, but listen, as a man, I'm coming from a man's perspective. Shit, if I walk past you in the grocery store and be like, you be like, hey, how you doing? You want to go home and fuck? I'm gonna think there's a candid camera or some shit going on, right? Because that shit don't happen like that. So as a man, when the opportunity presents itself, I'm gonna knock your socks off. I'm trying to do that. That's my whole thing. The sex is my ultimate fucking goal.
So definitely perform. Perform, but is that the basis for a relationship?
No. That's going. If they're gonna keep me satisfied, I need to know if this pussy hitting.
Right, but
that's only 15 minutes. Bam, you only got 5 minutes. After your 5 minutes done, what we doing?
That second round, I'm gonna blow your back out.
Why wait till the second round, Bam?
Right.
Listen.
And then that's 3 minutes. So that's 8 minutes out of our 4-hour transaction. What we gonna do after that? So we got 5 minutes. We got 3 minutes.
Pull that goddamn rolls out, and I goddamn until I get me some water in me.
Hey. Nah, hey Bam. Apparently, nothing never met a dude from Allendale. She talking about 8 minutes. So
8 minutes.
I think that's
listen. I'm gonna eat you for 10. I'm gonna eat you for 10. I'm gonna eat you for 10.
I want no parts.
I'm gonna eat you for 10.
And then she combined them. But to your point, Neff, like the thing is though, like you said it's hard for women to know when they met the one. It's just as hard for men. You know what I'm saying? So we can't say so and that's why we gave Steve Harvey so much flack, because he talking about the 90-day rule. Like, so what if I wait 90 days, right? I've been winding and dining you for 90 days and spent a whole lot of money that I invested all this time, maybe even got my feelings involved. But then once I get it, it's trash. It's not even. It wasn't even worth. It wasn't even worth the wait. So why? I need to know sooner rather than later. I ain't saying we gotta have sex on the first night, but I mean, 90 days. Nah, they ain't happening.
Yeah. But listen. I got a short attention span. You ain't gonna hold my attention for no motherfucking 90 days.
But here's the double standard. So you say, hey, Red flag is celibacy. So you got to get that thing up. But after she get that thing up, you don't respect her no more. So
No.
The chase is done.
That's not true.
The chase
That's
is
not
over.
even
The
true.
chase is done.
I know
It's just
motherfuckers
over.
got married. I know motherfuckers married from one night, the first night they met each other, and they had sex.
I do too.
Well,
It's because it don't matter if you give me the pussy or not. The only reason why I'm sticking around sometimes, because I might not even like you, is because I'm trying to get some of the pussy.
I know, but see, that's
once
what
I
I'm
get
saying.
the pussy, once I get the pussy, and I tell you like this here. If I bust a nut and I want to hold you afterwards, I really do like you.
Bam,
If I
a full
bust a
red
nut and I
flag.
be like, yo, man, I'm about to get up out here, you know what I'm saying? Then, yeah.
Some
No.
niggas just want to play stay, man.
That's like,
Like,
Yeah.
That's like a temporary emotion. Like,
You
hey,
said
Listen, niggas, listen. They don't
They call
listen.
that a homosexual.
Yeah, listen.
Right.
I listen. I would listen. Sex. Let me tell you something about that sex part. If I like you or not, I'm gonna stay around. That sex is a plus. You feel what I'm saying? But if the pussy ain't hitting on nothing, I might not fuck with you. This is like if you run into a little dick nigga, you might not fuck with him.
listen, you know.
Exactly.
You got some money. You must be got some money.
question.
Never mind.
So, Bam, I
Hey,
have a follow-up
hey.
question.
Go
So,
ahead.
what if she's not having sex with you, it's a red flag. But what
Yeah.
if
Yeah, especially if I know,
she
especially
meets
you telling me all these stories about your life, and you done been fucking niggas and doing all that shit, and now when you get to me, you want to hold the pussy back. I feel a weight.
So
let me
tell
ask you a
all
question. Let me
Go
ask
ahead
you a
now.
question, Bam. So what if you meet someone and in the first 30 minutes she wants to have sex with you? Is that a red flag?
No.
Come on. Live.
So
you gonna date her. You gonna wife her up.
I might.
Bro, come on.
Damn.
I might.
So if she not
Hey,
having sex,
look, what I always told you, I want an experienced woman who done been out the day and they know there ain't nothing out there. I want a motherfucker who done been around the block to know that ain't nothing out there for you. I want you to have your little whole phase, go out there and fuck all them niggas you want to fuck. You know what I'm saying? But when you get to
I
me,
think
you cool with being last resort.
go ahead, Biggs.
You cool with being the last resort.
I can hear Bam now calling Hook and be like, she done had sex.
He wants
with
somebody
5 minutes.
exhausted.
It ain't gonna work.
listen,
Here's the-
you will fuck with a chick. If the pussy good, if the pussy good and you like her, you gonna fuck with her anyway. You feel what I'm saying? It don't matter. But at least let me know what the pussy hitting for. If
What
we
if
done
it's
been
good, but
kicking
you
it,
don't like
if
her?
we done been, I tell you what, I'll give you three get-togethers and 2 kisses. If we get 3 get-togethers and 2 kisses, the next thing that's third base. I need to go home now. I need to go home. You feel what I'm saying?
But I think here's the biggest misconception. I think women think they know, but they really don't know. The fact is like and I'm only speaking for me personally. Like I've never disliked the woman because she had sex with me too quick.
Right.
If I dislike her, it wasn't because she had sex too quick. It's because she's either nagging or she's not as mature as I thought she was, or maybe the elevator don't go all the way up. She might be dingy as hell. You know what I'm saying? So there are a lot of reasons, but I've never slept with a woman and been like, oh, I don't like her no more. I didn't got the pussy, so I ain't gonna do that no more. I've never. I don't think a lot of men haven't done that. Women think that's the case. What's that? Big?
I need the elevator to stop right here. I'm cool with that.
Sir.
I like me a dumb. Sometimes I like me like the old me. I used to like a girl you can manipulate, but now I'm older. I'm like, man, no.
Right. Here's the thing, like, and there's nothing wrong with an airhead. I wouldn't wife her because I just like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't make her my old lady, but I'm not saying there's anything wrong, but the point is, like, it's not that I didn't like her because we had sex too soon. I didn't like her because she did see herself. You know what I'm saying? So it's not right. I think women automatically think if I sleep with a guy too soon, listen, either this nigga gonna like you or he not. You can wait 90 days, have sex with him on the 91st day, and then he decide like he
not
might
even
like
talk to you no more.
Yeah, and it's not because he had sex with you, it's because he just wanted the pussy, and because he realized within 90 days that, you know what, we ain't gonna be together, so I might as well just wait until I get the pussy.
Yeah.
Right. He gonna stick around to get the pussy, but how a man acts after he get the pussy is how he really feel about you.
So pussy determines your relationship.
No.
No.
I said, but how he acts after he have sex with you determines if he like you or not. Because if he had sex with you and he call you the next day, be like, yo, let's go hang out, let's go get something to eat, that nigga really like you.
So that's
You know
what
what I'm
that's a red flag for us because that's the luck of the draw at this point. Like, I know you want sex, but do you want anything further with me? And I'm vulnerable.
Well, it depends on you. It depends on you.
Well, the thing
It depends
is,
on you and me. It depends on you and me. If I like you, you like me. And if the feeling's mutual, then maybe we can talk something. You know what I'm saying? It
So
depends
have
on
we had any conversations before you got in that thing? Like, have we had any
The thing is,
conversations?
Man, listen, we got sexual chemistry. We might have sexual chemistry. Shit, ain't no denying that shit.
You can have
That's
sexual
not
chemistry
enough.
with multiple
Right.
people.
But listen,
And we,
the girl that I was with last time, before I even liked her, I wasn't in love with her when I first met her. I learned to love her and I fell in love with her. That shit, it don't happen. It don't love at first sight. It takes it takes time for you to love somebody, man. You feel what I'm saying? So the sex and me dealing with you for a while, that shows you that I really do like you and I really fuck with you. And then once one of us put off on the table and we accepted it is what it is.
now we gonna shift gears a little bit, right? But before we do that, all of the last thing I want to leave the two ladies with is like a man. Just because you have sex with a man too soon, if he stopped liking you, that's not 100% why. There are a lot of things. So sex is a big part, but it's a little bit more than that. But the next question I want to ask y'all, right? So what are some red flags that you should never ignore? You know, because I know it's based on experience. And Biggs, I want to start with you. So like in your experiences and relationships you've been in, what are some red flags that you've seen or that you've experienced that should never ever be ignored?
I feel like how she treat her parents for me, because I'm a family oriented person. So, and I love my parents. So I feel like the respect got to be a little mutual to me. Like if you ain't got that same respect I do with my parents, I can't ignore that. Like I can't
That's
get
right.
with it. Yeah. So
I agree with that, but what I will say is, you haven't experienced everybody's parents. So
that's
just
true.
because they are your parents, it doesn't necessarily mean that your
That's
parents.
true. Now, if I catch you like why you
your
act
relationship
like
with
that
your
towards me,
parent.
yeah. If I see why you act like that towards them and they
Right.
showing me, understandable.
Right. Listen, now I fight for mine. Like, you're not about to treat my parents any type of way. So I agree with you on that. Absolutely. So I treat my parents with respect.
You give and you get. You give and you get. You give and you get respect. You know what I'm saying?
So I definitely look at that as well, but you also want to know the story behind people's
Oh
parents
yeah,
as well.
Yeah.
for sure.
And go ahead. Now, Trisha, I
What
know
you
that
gotta say
you.
now? What you gotta
Now
say?
no, but Trisha, she commented towards to Big's comment herself. But like Trisha, for you, what are some red flags that should never be ignored for you personally?
I'll say someone who throws out the L word too quickly.
Ooh,
Because-
love bombing
Love
is
you.
crazy.
Love.
Yeah, too quickly. Like how many people you done said that to before me? Because I barely know you. So
Yeah.
is this a manipulation thing? Because that's what you think women want to hear. Absolutely a red flag for me.
Like, is it how they say it? Because like, I don't really tell everybody I love them, but like I'm a I love you type person.
I
And
understand
not to
that.
be
So
in
the
love.
tone is important. So I get your point.
Yeah,
The tone is
yeah,
definitely important. But I'm talking about you telling me you love me romantically
Nah,
already.
bro. No.
And and
I
then
might-
also,
What's too soon, Trisha?
I guess it really just depends on the conversation. Like, have we been out a couple times? And you can't just throw that thing out during sex because it's good. So, like, that's definitely a red flag. I'm like, you're welcome.
But he ain't talking to you, Trisha. He's talking to her.
He is not
I'm talking to her. I mean, point taken.
He don't love you. He love her.
Yeah.
Thing, so
Yeah.
No,
not
what you got?
talking to you, Trish.
For real. When I call you the next day, you don't think I'm trying to speak to you. Put her on the phone, please.
Hey, she can talk.
Yeah, you a cougar too. That thing got a deep growl.
How you know I'm a cougar, Bam?
I can hear it in your voice.
My birthday tomorrow. Hey.
Oh, how old you gonna be? How old you gonna be?
43.
Oh shit, me and you
Really
the same
cool.
age. I'm older than you.
So
Hey.
you don't put me on
Hey,
cougar status, ain't it?
City girl,
No,
city
you
girls
a
up 3.
cougar. You a cougar, and I'm a lion, a male lion. Yeah.
City girls up 3.
Yeah.
Don't do
Hey,
me
enough. Enough. What about you? What are some red flags that you personally? I'm sorry. What are some red flags that you should never ignore?
He gonna answer that.
I
Oh, you
would
said no.
say-
No,
I
no.
would say a liar, someone that lies like for no reason. They just lie. Is a huge one for me, and someone that's not self-aware of anything.
Now, when you say liars, right? So, do you mean like little white lies, or you mean like significant
No such thing.
lies?
All of it.
All of it?
no such thing.
Yeah. Like if you know, like if you're just stretching the truth for like, to tell a story to kind of be entertaining, then I'll take that. But if you just lying to lie, then it's gonna repeatedly come up in our relationship.
And you volunteer to lie.
Yeah, you
And
volunteer.
then-
I ain't even asked you where you been, but you told me where you been, and it's a lie.
He lying to protect your feelings.
I didn't ask you.
Excuse me?
But I see if I ask you where you been and you lie, but if you just
Right.
just openly give me a lie,
You're
you're a liar.
guilty. You're already guilty.
Liar. And some things
No,
can
I
be
feel that.
changed and worked on, but if you're a liar, usually you're just gonna lie. You just get better at it over time.
Nah, I feel that. And to piggyback on what a lot of y'all said, one thing y'all said was what Biggs, you said family. So I'm with you on that one because I've got a huge family. We're all very close. But what I have learned over the years is because I've always wondered like how do siblings or mother and son or mother and daughter, father and whatever not go, like how do you not talk to each other? Like how do you go? But the thing is though, there's a lot of trauma that we don't even know about. So I think that just because somebody might say, "Oh, I hate my mama," we can't automatically just assume, "Oh, she's a horrible person."
Right.
We need to understand why she
I
says
definitely
that.
want to know the story. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes
Right.
you gotta protect yourself from your parents. And
Right.
too many situations. So
Right.
not mine personally, because my parents are awesome.
Right. And same here. Obviously we all have our flaws, but like me and my
Right.
mom, my mom is a very strong-willed person, strong-headed. So it don't matter whatever she say gonna go. It's like I already know that, but I know that's who she is. So if I feel a certain way and I know that I'm right in the situation, I'm not gonna argue with her because I know there's no change in her mind. But you just have to know that. Trisha, you said telling somebody you love them too soon. I totally agree with that. You know what I'm saying? Because I think we throw that love word out there too often. Like to love somebody, you got to know them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So if we just meet and we just hooking up, like I can like you as a person and say, oh, this person is great. She's beautiful. She got a good head on the shoulder. She's got a great career, whatever, whether it's superficial or mental or whatever, I can like a lot of things about you, but to say you love somebody, because when you say you love somebody, people take that differently. Like you tell me you love me, I'm just whatever. But you tell the wrong person you love them, they gonna take that shit to heart, and there's nothing but bad things coming from that. And Neff, I agree with you on the lie thing. You know what I mean? Because little lies turn into big lies, and especially like you said, when you volunteer to lie, nobody asks you shit. Nobody asks you nothing about nothing, or you just volunteering because you ever know somebody and you see them coming towards you, and you be like, he about to lie.
He about
Yeah.
to lie.
You about to lie. You already know.
Like they about to lie.
Yeah, you already know it. And when they may be telling you the truth, but they done told so many lies. And that's why I tell my daughters all the time, I'm like, listen, tell me the truth. I'm not saying you won't get in trouble, but you know, if you lie to me and I find out you're lying, it's going to be hard for me to believe anything you say going forward. And I don't want that for y'all. So just the best thing is to be honest, accept the repercussions, you know, whatever happened, and then you move forward. Now I do want to ask another question.
Only time I want you to lie to me is when I'm in the pussy and I'm asking who the best. I can take that.
Don't ask.
Yeah.
Don't ask. Just enjoy, sir.
No. I know she's gonna stroke my ego at that moment, so that's why I do it. You feel me? I just want to see if you're gonna lie.
Listen to the moans.
Well, you know what? I don't feel like there's ever too early to say I love you.
Really?
I feel you.
Listen,
like you can actually fall in love overnight. I think you can fall in love with a person overnight.
I agree with that. I think often people are looking for like this magical fireworks.
No, listen. I met a female that I met her the first night, and I fell in love with her. Like we never had sex or nothing. Just real shit. I still want to fuck her, but I never fucked her. But
yeah.
I feel her too much to have sex with her. So I'm taking you back to what you were saying before. You respected her so much because you did love her to where you didn't get in that thing. But somebody you don't respect as much, you gonna tear that thing up. And
the pussy good. I part of but listen, I'm just saying the personality we clicked. You know what I'm saying? It was just like one of those things like, damn, yo, you know what I mean? And I fucks with you and I didn't want no bad to come to that person. I really you know what I'm saying? If they needed something, I'm there for them. You feel what I'm saying? It just was like that. I ain't talking about no Disney Movie World shit because I ain't no Disney Movie World type nigga. But I done experience like a love like you meet somebody and y'all connection is so strong, like you actually.
Well, was that love or was that infatuation? Because I've been infatuated with women before.
I'm telling you, I'm just saying.
I might like the idea of them and think that you know what, this is a great person, or you know, I think that you know we might make a good thing. I might like them a lot, but to say I love them, I ain't gonna go that far.
Well, let me ask you a question, Hook. So if you're like really liking somebody, right, and you look at them, you're like, oh my gosh, she's attractive. Oh my gosh, she's smart. You know, she has everything going for her, right? And it's in your mind, it's completely lust at this point, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What changes from the point when you are in lust and then you're in love?
For me, it's time spent. Because the more time you spend around somebody, you start to learn them. You know what I mean? Like if I'm in lust or infatuated with you from jump, you know, it's like we may go out on dates. I may see you, you know, periodically or whatever. But you know, it's kind of like, and obviously I know I'm getting ahead of myself, but you ever like the old folks used to say, you don't know a person until you live with them.
Right.
It's the same thing because you start to learn their quirks, you know, their personality, what you know, because the tough thing about relationships. Is so far beyond, you know, sex and looks and all the physical stuff, primarily because like you have to genuinely like the person. You gotta like be around them. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? When you come home, if I live with you and when I come home, if I'm sitting in the driveway, like, damn, I hate to go in the house. You know, and listen, I've been there before. You know, you literally hate to go in the house, but
right.
But if it's somebody that even if y'all might have been beefing the day before, if you go home, you're like, damn, I can't wait to see X, Y, and Z. You know that's going to be the person for you.
And people know how to put on a face. Like you got so many con artists out here, they can put on a face, say what you want to hear, because some people know how to read you and they know how to say and do.
Absolutely.
So they can get you to that point, and then they hurt you or they do a 360. Some people do that.
Now Trisha,
you can't shit the shitter. You can't shit the shitter.
I want to stay there for a second, Trisha, and I want to start with you when I asked this, right? So, kind of piggybacking on what you just said, how do old red flags, meaning red flags that you've experienced in old relationships, right? How do they affect new relationships? Like, what if person A exhibits one behavior that's clearly a red flag, but then person B, they may exhibit that same behavior, but how do you know that's a true red flag, or maybe that's just their personality?
So I will also put time spent on that, like getting to know that person. And like I'm the type of person that likes to, I guess, see people for who they are and try not to judge them based on past experiences, but I still take those past experiences into account just to kind of look and see or ask questions, like asking questions, see how they answer these questions, because more than likely no one's challenged them before, so they can play that same shit with a lot of people. However, if you're asking questions, really trying to get to know a person, you know, you're going to be genuine, but you also kind of like, he kind of remind me of somebody else. So let me ask
right.
But listen, you can't put a nigga. You can't punish a nigga for another nigga crime now.
You can't, which is why I say I'll definitely give everybody initially the benefit of the doubt. However,
but that thought process there, it means you bringing the baggage with you. You bringing the baggage with you.
Well, that's life.
You judge a person for who they are, not for the person that you ran across in your life and you don't experience it.
I said I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt. However,
however, come on now, come on.
So, but I get. Say,
no, go ahead now.
I'm a person that over communicates. So if I see a red flag that I've seen in a previous relationship, I'm going to say it out loud to you. Hey, I don't like when you do X, Y, and Z. It makes me feel like this, right? At this point, if you continue to do it, it's no longer a red flag.
Absolutely.
Well, Neff, let me ask you though. Let's say you see a behavior you don't like and you let them know, hey, I don't like when you do this because it makes me feel this type of way. I know you're telling them how it makes you feel, but are you finding out from them why they do what they do?
Absolutely. I want to have a conversation. I want to be able to understand why. I don't want to just know like why you're telling me this in this moment. I want to know like what experiences that you had that makes you this way, right? But I think that's also my red flag too. Because in those spaces, I'm oftentimes trying to change people and trying to grow people. And I want you to be the best person that you can possibly be. And sometimes people are just not ready to be that person. And what happens is we get in relationships with people that we see red flags that we're saying, hey, baby, I don't like that. Hey, baby, I don't like when you speak to me that way. Hey, baby, I don't like this. And it's a repetitive thing that never changes. And at the end of the day, you got to choose you. So for me, like, I'm not going to keep, this is my promise to myself that I'm not going to keep doing the same red flags over and over. Like if we have a conversation and you don't fix it, now it's not a red flag. It's a problem.
Yeah. And Biggs, I'm going to come to you in a second, but to your point now, my wife and I had a conversation the other night about, because we like normally the weeks of the leading up to the podcast, we talk about the topic. And for whatever reason, I asked her, I'm like, so when we first got together, did you see the red flags in me? Listen,
she had a lot.
You know, she not a lot, but the one she had,
she was damn near on clearance sale.
Yeah, I'm seeing her like, damn, and she still married me. You know what I'm saying? But looking back on it in hindsight, but I say all that to say this: it's about growth. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not the person now that I was 5 years ago. Right. I'm not the person now that I was 10 days ago, to be honest with you. I've grown, I've matured. I don't think no matter how old you are, you never stop learning, maturing, or whatever. Sure. But I'm a completely different person. I'm in a much better space now than I was then. There were a lot, because we talked about trauma earlier. There were a lot of things that I experienced that I didn't even think were traumatic, but I had to learn those things, which caused me to exhibit some red flag behavior. But they say when you know better, you do better. So once I learned what those triggers were, now I know that, okay, this is what I need to do to avoid doing that. But Biggs, I want to ask you the same thing. So what are your thoughts on what we just been talking about?
Back to that word accountability. I'm holding you accountable. I feel like as soon as you show signs of my ex or anything like that, if I get the saying that you acting like her, I'm out of there. and I hate to compare. But soon as you get I see it, I get the PTSD I'm out of there.
That's a real thing.
Yeah,
So yeah,
'cause,
you're protecting yourself, I guess.
That's right.
Yeah, for sure. Cause these women sneaky, man. Y'all crazy hell now. For
Yeah,
real.
yeah. Don't listen. Don't let them fool you.
Nah, cause I was always somebody told me one time they was like, "Yo, have you ever seen a cat have sex?" I was just like, "Nah." They was like, "Cause you always see dogs. You always see dogs do it. You don't never see a cat do it. Why? Cause cats be sneaky, right? Women sneaky as hell. I don't like none of that.
So women are cats.
That's what he's trying to say.
Right. Hey, one thing about a cat, right? A cat don't give a fuck about nothing but them. They don't care about shit. A dog is loyal to the motherfucker. A dog, you leave a dog for 2 seconds and walk out the door, and you come and get that motherfucker wagging his tail. He happy to see you. You goddamn a cat. You remember how Dave Chappelle said that cat did at his house? Hi, Dave. Like, nigga, fuck you. Who the fuck is you?
For real though.
I think women are so loyal.
Yeah.
No, listen. One thing about a woman,
are initially loyal.
All of them except Sukiyama.
Trish,
I'm
you're
gonna say
right.
initially,
Yeah,
women are loyal.
right.
I hate
They
when
go
people
through some
be like
experiences.
women be
Nah.
loyal, dudes be loyal, but like you find loyalty in a dog. Like
Not
right.
really.
I'm not in a relationship with
Listen.
them.
Listen.
Not really.
How many women? Listen. When a woman cheat with a man, why she cheat with a man?
she do it
Because she
It
actually
could be a
like
lot of
that
different-
motherfucker.
Because she
That's
Because she
not
actually
true.
like that motherfucker.
Like,
She really listen. She really like him. She really like this nigga.
So let
I'm
me
fucking a bitch. Soon as my nut is released, I can't stand this motherfucker. Don't touch me.
bam.
Keep me
So
around you.
So bam. Let me put this in perspective for you. Okay.
Thank you, Neff.
Okay. So if you're thinking, if you see a woman, right, and you've been knowing her for 5 minutes and she decides she want to have sex with you, you think she like you?
Yeah.
She don't know enough about you to like you or
Right.
dislike
She
you. in
don't know
5
because
minutes.
a woman know off the bat if she want to fuck you or not.
That's
You
all
pursue
Honestly,
y'all.
but
She
period.
likes
But listen,
No,
listen.
no.
The question you asking me, how often does that happen with a man? Let's be honest. That
Now,
shit
what I-
only happens in the movie. That shit don't happen
I
like
don't
that.
think that's true.
Now,
I don't think that's
what I
true.
Listen, it only happens for niggas like Denzel, Idris Elba, all them type of niggas. A nigga like Bam, that shit ain't never happened to me. Never.
Hey, Bam.
That doesn't mean
Hey,
it
no,
doesn't
listen.
happen.
Two things, right? One, if you went to college, that shit happened.
It never happened to me. I lived on a college campus for 6 months with my nigga. I just got out of prison.
That's why, probably.
No, listen.
They
No,
That's
really
what I'm
listen.
telling you. That shit don't happen like that.
I'm
Well,
telling
No,
you.
but-
Listen, you telling me it's harder for a man, it's easier for a woman to get some dick than it is for a man to get pussy. I don't give a
That's
fuck
not-
how successful you is.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that when it comes to sex, women can have sex with a man with no emotions, just like a man can. But
But
what
men don't
we,
believe
what
that.
we have,
No.
what we have allowed, what we have
No,
allowed men to do- I'm
no.
telling- listen to me, Bam. I'm a woman.
Listen to a
Listen,
woman,
women,
man.
I'm talking about, no, listen, you take it, listen to Nefertiti. We're
I'm
talking about
telling you.
when you're in a relationship with a man, your wife or your husband, your boyfriend, whatever. When y'all in a serious relationship, when y'all cheat with niggas that y'all like.
Not necessarily.
sir.
Some women just
That's not
fucking
true.
score. They are just out here fucking. They don't
Well, here's-
care.
here's the thing, though.
Bam, if you get an insight of my DM, like it could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Man, listen, and that's what
I
we
ain't
call
gotta like
hoes.
none of them.
And that's what we call hoes. You
see
don't
what
like
I'm
yourself
saying,
a
though?
hoe. You don't like yourself a hoe. You
But
got
you-
yourself a hoe.
but
You got a bitch that fuck with no emotion. You got a hoe. She don't even need to be talking like.
Bam,
What
remove
do
the
we
title.
do? We get
Remove
praise when they do it.
what
They
you
hoes
think.
though.
But I want you to
Yeah.
I want you to
Yeah.
remove the title.
Yeah.
No.
Why not? Let me
Remove
ask you a
the title.
question. Big man, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Just like I said, y'all
Bam
can sit
is
here and talk that
confused.
shit y'all want, right?
He just said
When-
he
when
want
if-
a woman
if a
who's
man-
experienced.
Listen, a woman,
He want
a
a woman
woman-
to fuck him in 5 minutes, but he
Listen,
want her to have standards.
listen,
Bam,
listen,
you don't know
big
what you
man,
want. You
big
are a
man.
red flag.
big man.
He's
A
the
woman
flag.
can go out 30 days straight, right? And fuck 30 different niggas, right?
For
30
sure.
days straight. It might not be the nigga she want to fuck, but she can fuck that nigga.
For sure.
Let a man go out for 30 days straight, try to get some pussy. He might get tight.
Bam, that might just be you.
I'm telling you
Hey.
from a nigga perspective.
So
You
listen,
telling us
I'm,
from a
I'm-
man
on.
perspective.
Let's be
listen,
real. Let's
I'ma
be
tell you.
real. Men pursue women. Women, we chase y'all.
That's
We
right.
chase the cat. What do
That's
you
what I'm
mean?
saying. So if y'all are
What do you
doing
mean?
this and we have a dozen different options, you don't think I can pull up and not have emotions?
Right.
You don't think that I can go out to dinner with you and don't like you?
Now when you in a
Yes,
relationship
it's
with a nigga you
possible.
love, now when you in a relationship with a nigga you love,
Some people just hurt, Bam. Now, would I ever do
Nah,
those
man,
Nah.
them women cheat. Listen,
But
look at it. Listen,
I'm saying
listen.
I know people that will do that for sure.
Them
If
women
something's
cheat with
right.
niggas they gonna replace you with. They might be your replacement. If the nigga leave his wife, but they ain't gonna leave his wife for your motherfucking dumb ass, cause your dumb ass go sit there and fuck with a nigga for 20 fucking years and be a side chick.
If that was
Damn.
true,
Nah,
Bam, then you
What
wouldn't
kind
have
of
correction
experiences have you
officers
had,
having
sir?
sex with inmates and they married.
I'm so
So
sorry.
here, so what I will say
And
though,
usually they married. Hey, why they had that show with that fat dude, that fat chick, and that dude named Derek? Why they had that show? Out of prison when that nigga was fucking with that big girl. He was fucking with her till he can get on his feet.
so a couple things, right? A couple things before we move on to the before we move on to the last question. I agree. I gotta agree with the ladies on this one. I know a lot of females that can have sex with men and not have feelings.
Absolutely
I
don't
like
care at
like
all.
if I had because honestly I have more female friends than I have male friends. You know, I mean platonic female friends, right? And I know things. You know, not just that, but I was also raised by women, right? So I do understand that just because a female fuck with a dude, it don't mean she really like him. Like it could sometimes they just want to get their rocks off like us. It does happen.
Okay.
But now the last question I will ask you though, I want to hear from everybody. And Neff kind of touched on it earlier. So we've been talking all day about red flags we see in other people, right? So Biggs, I want to start with you. And we're gonna go to Neff, then we're gonna go to Trisha. So Biggs, what are some red flags that you've identified in yourself?
I'm an asshole. I can be. I'm real like when you argumentative, I'm the type of nigga that's like, all right, okay. Like I'm not about to sit here and argue. Sometimes I don't express how I feel. Sometimes I just want to be left alone.
You're moody.
I like to hold stuff in, but I also see that as a plus because sometimes I don't want you to feel what I'm going through. Like
Right.
so
Right.
When your birthday,
I don't know.
Biggs? What's your sign?
May 1st. I'm a Taurus. Yeah. So yeah. So sometimes I don't give a fuck. So be on the lookout.
Yeah. Most assholes don't. So and
That's
that's
right.
that's perfectly understandable.
But I do, but I don't. Like you just got to catch me on the day where I care.
I feel you. Trisha, what you got? What are some red flags you've seen in yourself?
In myself, red flags.
Introspection moment. So let's go.
So I'll say with me, I kind of like to have control.
Mm.
So
Hell
I
no.
Red flag, red flag, red flag.
I'm out of there.
so like I'll listen and I'll hear perspectives. I'm very self-aware, but I do recognize I have a tendency to kind of have control, but I know how to fall back. I do know how to fall back.
Okay. I mean, you've been married for 12 years, so you did like there's no way you survive 12 years of marriage without taking the step back and falling back.
Right,
So
right.
She run him. She run him.
I do not, sir.
She
I do
run
not.
him.
Don't play my boo.
I hear it in your voice. I
Don't
hear it
do
in
my
your
boo.
voice.
hey,
We ain't doing that.
one thing you ain't gonna do is insult her boo.
He's stern.
Never know my baby.
He's stern.
All right, so Neff, what are some red flags you've experiencing yourself?
Oh man.
Yo, I can't wait to hear this. Let's have it.
So just you want me to just name one or can I name two?
Name a
Yeah,
few.
go ahead.
of them.
Give me two because I want to hear. The more the better.
Okay, so I would say that my first red flag is I am a optimistic person and I genuinely want to believe that there's good in everybody. And so I often believe in potential and not what I see.
That's not a red flag. That's a goddamn. That's a
red flag for me because what
Listen,
happens is
that's a
I
come
put
up.
myself
You sound like a come up.
I put myself in positions where I'm expecting you to change. I'm expecting you to get better over time. And what if that doesn't happen? You know? So that's what I've recognized with me. That's one. And then I think two, that sometimes I'm not okay with starting over. Like it takes me a while. Like I give, like when some person may give one chance, like I'm gonna say the old me would give you a million chances to get it wrong because I'm invested. Like I'm invested in not just who I'm thinking God is going to deliver you to be, but who I see. And sometimes I see people for who they can be and not for who they are. So that's a red flag.
Definitely.
And I've learned to start betting on me. Like I am enough to deserve whatever it is that I say that I deserve. And if they don't fit that criteria, absolutely, I got to protect myself from that.
Red flag, red flag, red flag.
Bam is a red flag for me.
He a whole red flag.
A whole red flag.
So we still got a couple minutes left, and Bam, let me go ahead and get your Bamism, bro.
Oh Lord.
Man, listen here, man. Don't follow up none of that bullshit what these motherfuckers was saying tonight. Listen, you talking to the love doctor. What I'm trying to tell you is this. Look here, man. A red flag is a lot of shit. It's whatever you know, a red flag could be you want me to be something in life. I don't want to be nothing in life. I just want to work at my job and pay my rent and make a couple kids. You know what I'm saying? That might be a red flag. You might have gave me the pussy up. That's a red flag. It's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you're willing to accept. You know what I'm saying? It depends on the person because everybody don't have everybody options either. So you can't, to judge your situation off of it. It's just different.
Absolutely. No, I couldn't agree more, man. And for my hookism, like one of our followers inboxed me earlier, and she said everything is a red flag today if you ask everyone. Too loud, red flag. Have a different preference, red flag. Didn't offer to pick you up something to eat, red flag. Change your hairstyle drastically, red flag. Went shopping but didn't buy you anything, red flag. Didn't return a phone call, red flag. So I think the thing is, like, sometimes it's not personal, it's personality. Like people are who they are. So everything is not a red flag. I think we're becoming, especially with the advent of social media, we're becoming so conditioned to believe that, I guess, to believe the worst in people, but I think like no matter what I'm going through, I'm an optimist. So although I'm aware, like I'm not boo-boo the fool, so you ain't just gonna get over on me. Yeah. Like I look at people for who they are and I accept them for who they are because everybody different. Yep. Everybody likes different shit, right? Because my family gives me a hard time because I love sports. I love football, I love basketball, I love all these things, right? But I also love anime. You know what I'm saying? I love Marvel. I love the movies. I still read the comics. I have the comic app on my phone to this day. And these, like, I'm just a well-rounded person. But some women, they're like, "Oh, you do this shit? I can't do this." But then my wife is one of those people who she accepts me for who I am. And she's the first person I can say that I honestly can be 100% truly myself with. You know what I'm saying? Because people like we're from the same mold. Like I see people, but I don't judge them for who they are, because you are who you are for a reason. Your experiences have shaped that. So what I will say is a red flag to you is not universally a red flag. You know what I'm saying? So I think that sometimes you have to get to know people. I think a lot of us touched on that. But most importantly is, like, give people a chance. Let them, like Maya Angelou said, if someone shows you who they are, believe them. Eventually, like, you can keep up with lie, but only for so long. Eventually, they'll let you know exactly who they are. So it'll come to surface. But this has been a great show, man. It's been a lot of entertaining material. And I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm sitting here writing stuff down. I got like 4 additional topics for future episodes that we can comment on. And we're gonna get Neff to like alumni status, so we're gonna have you on real soon again, Neff. Trisha, you up there too? Big, same to you, man. And Big,
listen, Nefertiti, I got a bone to pick with you.
What?
Me and you gonna fight.
There you go.
Let's wait. Say.
I do, right? So Biggs, what's that show? What's that show date again?
The show date is August 5th. At Sweet 60 on Two Nights Road near the Big Lots. It's called The Laugh Supper. It's a live comedic improv skit show. So,
okay, and what time is that?
I believe 7 o'clock. If I'm not
7 o'clock. Tickets available or?
Tickets available online. Also, you can find one of the cast members with tickets, physical tickets. But we definitely have a link though. So,
okay. Yeah, I know that I'll be getting with you about that. I don't know if I'll be able to make the show, but even if not, I'll buy a ticket. So,
gotcha.
So definitely want to support that. So again, good job with that. Neff, as always, it's been a pleasure. We really appreciate you and your insight. And we're gonna get you on for show number 3 so we can get you to that alumni status. Trish, for the first time you held your own, man. I ain't gonna lie, because most people come in here, bam, go at them, and they kind of cower down a little bit. But nah, you held your own. I ain't gonna lie to you. And Bam,
hold up. I'm gonna let you get off that hook. I got something. You definitely gotta come on, because we're gonna have to spar, goddammit.
Absolutely. Because I ain't never said Bam. Don't do me.
Nah, I ain't doing myself. Listen, I don't do this shit. I do this shit purposely, man. I fucks with people.
I love it,
I like to see people respond. But that's really and truly how I feel sometimes. Right? You know?
All the time.
Absolutely. And Bam as always, man, that's my partner in crime. So you know what I'm saying? We in this thing for the long haul, man. So Bam, as always, brother, I appreciate your insight. And for the audience, for the viewers, again, make sure you react, make sure you comment, share, subscribe. We can get this thing going. And this has been great, man. So until the next show is gonna be July the 27th. Show is going to be about double standards. So it was a big Facebook post that we kind of had the other day.
Bring your ass.
That's a good one.
Are we going to do it in person?
So if you guys, no, this one is going to be virtual. So this one will be virtual. But if you guys do want to join, just let me know, and we'll certainly add you.
Bam, you're a whole box of double standards.
Yes.
So we'll know. In the next week or so, we'll know if it's going to be virtual or if it's going to be live. But we'll share it definitely. But again, thank you guys. It was really great. Audience, again, react, share, comment, subscribe. We appreciate you. And until next time, take care.
Nice to meet y'all.